This looks to me like pretty much BB draft. 4 out of 5 heroes. It screams BB. On side of Downs, they needed to cook something differently for this one. Razor, Coffee did play it earlier, and I think Razor in this game has a pretty free reign. Once he pops the BKB, the only thing that can stop him pretty much is the Beastmaster. They don't have ways of increasing his damage. There aren't like these big things that they can throw on top of him, no IO or anything, but they have a Stampede, so he can choose which target that he wants to go for in a fight.
Yeah, it's just another story of Nouns have great scaling. They have good core-to-core matchups in Monkey King Razor versus Alk and Beastmaster now. As long as they can get to a state where they have like 3 items and BKBs to play into BB, they can definitely take it. But BB have terrifying tempo. They're playing on Enchantress, early Ags Beastmaster, an Alchemist that's going to come out with a Blink BKB very early on. So there's going to be a period in the game, from like 20 to 30 minutes, where Nouns are going to be on the back foot. And if they don't lose by then, they have a good chance.
Yeah, now just need to show that they are tactically aware of what's going to happen in this game. If they try and...
Buenos días, Manuel Pacha, ¿cómo estás? Tony y Parrigue, ¿qué tal, qué tal? Jason, Alexander.
But if they play BB's game, then it can be a little bit scary, so yeah.
At what point do you feel like if you're going to watch Nouns and see...
¿Cómo ven esa serie, gente, ah? ¿Cómo ven ese draft?
At what point are you going to be worried for Nouns?
If they don't contest second Roshan. If they give away like 2 Roshans for free,
Nons y Bedboom, están picantísimos los dos, ¿ah?
they probably could have a lot.
Picantísimos.
Yeah, one's fine. You give up tier 2, but like the...
Ambos tienen como para Dota late, pero más late tiene para mí Nons.
Seems very scary to deal with. Do you feel like they can do it?
On side of Nouns?
Yeah?
Yeah, but this game needs to be slightly later, I would say.
Okay, let's find out what's going to happen in game number 1 of this best of 3. We're heading over first to Milan, who's going to be talking to Nomad.
Thank you very much, Shiva. Yes, indeed, Milan. I mean, they've gone very confident on the...
Saludos, Leonel Álvarez, ¿cómo estás? Buenos días.
I think that's their style. We expected.
No, no he aprendido, Manuel.
Like their team that tries their guts, their heads ups and downs.
No he estado aprendiendo, no he estado aprendiendo. Recién hoy día vuelvo a aprender de nuevo en el verde para jugar partes en la noche. Está picante, ¿ah? No sé, yo creo, los 15 kills yo le iría a Nouns. Me gusta más la agresividad que tiene el early. Lo único que Bedboom tiene es su Beastmaster, que va a ser tanquesote, ¿ya? Pero me gusta más la agresividad que puede tener Nouns en el early con los 15 kills. Me iría por ello.
Mostly about us. If we play well, then we have a good shot. So it doesn't matter who is the opponent.
Thank you very much. Best of luck in the game. And now we're going to throw it over to our casters, which for this one will be Sunsfan and Cinder.
Me iría por Nouns y me iría por los primeros 15 kills. Con fe, a ver qué sale. Lo único que me da miedo de Bedboom, para serte sincero, es ese Koto. Ese Koto está muy, es muy fuerte. Pero hay Nyx, ¿no? Hay como que la Nyx lo va a contrarrestar bastante. Buenos días, John DeFu.
Well, on top of that, they also have 250 extra gold in the Alchemist, so they're off to a good start. The matchup itself, I think the panel was pretty spot on. You know, the lineup of BB here can play extremely fast if the laning stage goes well, so Nouns need to be careful with not getting rolled over. However, we did see a similar situation in one of their games against Gaming Gladiators yesterday, where they managed
¿Por qué los primeros 15 kills Nouns? Por el mono. El mono es muy fuerte en línea. Muy, pero muy fuerte en línea.
So they've shown that they are capable of playing against high pace.
Contra el Beastmaster sobre todo. La off tampoco el Alchi la va a tener tan free. Un Centauro y una Nyx. Va a estar picante esa línea. En lo particular, si es que Nouns tiene un buen juego, debería ganarlo sin problemas. Mira cómo lo tienen al Elche. Alexander Pies, gracias por tu like. Peter Torres, Román, gracias por el like. Romel Sánchez, Giancarlo Valdera, Ariel Gutiérrez y Julio Mi. Muchas gracias por su like, chicos, les agradezco bastante.
Losing an important game and then spiraling And the way they lose that important game will most often be from a very advantageous position where they just mess something up.
No estoy aceptando a nadie ahorita en el grupo del Super VIP. Pues tengo solamente 15 personas. Que son mis narcos más narcos. Que andamos finos, la verdad. ¡Ey! ¿Por qué no le siguió jugando agresivo? Ese era el First Blood. Arrugó Yuma. Se trepaba al árbol, saltaba y era free kill. Estoy que lanzo fijas normales para el pueblo y otras que estoy practicando. De Dota y de fútbol. Uy. ¿A qué hora juega Heroic? En el aeropuerto más rato, creo. No, juega mañana. Realmente no sé exactamente cuándo juega, pero creo que juega mañana. Más rato voy a estar viéndole esto para ver a qué hora juega. Juega contra Beast Coast, ¿no? ¿Cómo estás, Brian Aquino? Buenos días. Luis Calla, buen día. Ronald Zapana, buen día. Murió. Buen first look, buen first look. Buen first look.
Okay.
And the fact that he gets that kill without even Jingu as a skill on the hero.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. I mean, that just goes to show how amazing Tree Dance is with this facet. It is. We already talked about it the other day, but unbelievably good. As we're going to see a concoction onto Gunner with the acid spray and the blood grenade on top. He is taking a lot of damage.
Murió.
Should finish him off. So
he's a goner.
tying the game 1-1.
Debió jugar más safe, ¿ah? Debió jugar más safe el Centauro cuando su nick se fue a junglar un toque. Mañana a las 3 AM juega. Ahí está, ya ves. Gracias, Ronald Zapano, por avisar.
So, as the panel was talking about, the Chen versus Beastmaster match was a classic counter pick, and it should give a very good start to Yuma. That kill on the Caudal, I think, was honestly unexpected, given the circumstances. You said there was no Jingu, and Chen's creep was actually dead, but they just barely scraped by and got that. So that's the good news here for Nouns. Aside from that, mid lane is pretty much a wash.
Buenos días, César Bernedo, gracias por tu like. Jefferson SD, Luis Calla, José Santos, gracias por tu corazoncito. Aún no cierro trato con ninguna, Cuene, por eso es que tampoco tengo un grupo super VIP. ¿Entiendes?
Every game that I've seen where they don't even bother with double edge until probably this next level here. Actually, maybe even not. It's typically the level 3 and retaliate to be able to farm consistently, which means you're just not going to be getting kills in this lane. It's all about survivability and eventual farm.
Jodido ese huevón.
You're never going to be in a position to play this lane aggressively until Razor rotates, and that will be a while, so play for yourself. This is the selfish build, basically.
Now he's got Jingu.
No existe una apuesta que sea más de 15 kills.
It looked like he was about to go for one more swing as he got blinded away, but just barely outranged there.
Existe qué equipo va a hacer los primeros 15 kills. Eso sí existe.
Stacks of Jingu on Miero.
Jeez, he is in
There's the boundless to activate it. Not enough to get the kill, but still. Miero is really hurting here.
He knows the limits. He likes playing on 5% health for 10 seconds straight, apparently.
Cuando tú apuestas en kills, la mínima apuesta que te permite poner es más 42.5 kills o menos 55 kills. Luis Miguel Manrique, ¿cómo estás? No puedes apostarle más 15 kills. Existe los carrera de 15 kills a un equipo. ¿Quién llega primero, Nouns o Bedboom? Como ayer la que aposté y salió. Que les dije que primeros 15 kills llegaba el Gaming Gladiator. Uy, ese Alch está fría. No está tan presionado. Luis Miguel Madrid, gracias por el like. Carlos Calcina, gracias por el like. Alex Alvarado, gracias por el corazoncito. No, se extendió mucho, copy.
For him, his carry gets the kills very
Claro, Ronald Zapana. Y la otra que dice qué equipo hará el kill número 10 o 15. Que esa es la apuesta que la mayoría para fallando. Cada vez que tú les dices primero 15 kills, Gnomes, ponen esa apuesta. Que es random, ¿no? Esa apuesta es cualquiera que llegue al número 15. Es una moneda al aire, ¿no? Es como caro sello. Gracias por tu like, Wilbert.
The main problem teams are facing is if you don't pick this into specifically Ench or Chen, maybe your laning is just too weak and compensating for it gets too hard. But that said, I still think it's reliable a lot of the time, and especially we're seeing the rise of Invoker.
Gosu, Patrick, Gosu.
Not played particularly much in the first few days of the tournament. Now he's starting to really see play. Sunstrike plus Nyx can kill any hero on the map.
Yeah.
It's even better than it used to be because Nyx now, as a support, reliably goes Dagon and does a lot more damage with Mind Flayer. So if you remember,
Ya, ese Alchi ya no va a morir ya. Va a farmear Free Radiance.
50% of the health.
El Dota se va a complicar, ¿ah?
So
El Dota se le va a complicar para Nonsa.
teams run later on if they can get the laning to work.
Se viene la complicada para Nonsa. Un Alche que te saque Radiance minuto 12, 11 es un problema.
Just go jungle. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, why is Pudge not being played in this meta? My goodness. What a great hero.
Waiting for Boxy to run his signature I'm leaving lane minute 2 and going jungle play.
That was epic.
They crushed that game.
Indeed.
It's,
GPK. He's in the cover of his Ghost Walk right now. Might be going through the gate, but he's going to run into Fly. Or is it the other way around? Yuma on the trees as well. The EMP already being shown. As Fly will likely just be sacrificed. He actually dies to a neutral creep. And instead, all the damage being applied to Mr. Nightfall. He's getting all this recall.
Cayó, pero a costa de qué, weón. Van a morir todos los de Nons.
So I think they're going to lose both cores in Yuma and Gunner in the process.
3 por 1.
Three heroes, although again, one denied by neutral.
No fue buen, no fue para nada buen buen trade.
As Chen, you can just stampede right into the neutral camp and die. That apparently was important there. Oh, he just narrowly dodges every spell there on Lelis.
Very nice.
But yeah, good defensive play there from BB team, really covering up their alchemist.
Bueno, no creo que tan fácil, pero sí. O sea, relativamente la tiene más sencilla en late.
Oh, Lelis.
Porque solamente tienen un Alche carry, pues.
Yeah, well, he wasn't expecting Banana Boat team to come back into the triangle area, so they stuck around.
Solo tiene un Alche, ¿Por qué no pones el caso en español? Porque el caso en español a veces se quejan demasiado. Y en sí tienen razón de quejarse porque es su contenido, pues, ¿no? Los gringos son más chills. Aparte el enfoque de la cámara del caso en español de Estados Unidos es mucho mejor en Estados Unidos.
Rune. Looks like it'll be top as the haste is bottled by Copy. Tornado already used from GTK, so he won't have a way to actually dispel this haste if they want to try to run at him, but that's a tall order at this point in the game. Looks like he's going for the Witchblade on the Invoker.
Uy, el Centauro está cagazo.
This timer, which a lot of time we've been seeing, we've talked about.
¿Cómo estás, Kevin Vázquez? Saludos. Buenos días, gracias por tu corazoncito. Jimmy Takuma, gracias por tu corazoncito. Francisco León Castro, gracias por tu like. Les agradezco que estén acá, chicos.
Something we haven't really talked about that item is it's also a farming item on Centaur, right? Just
It's true. Yeah.
you farm faster, you get bigger throughout the game. It adds some utility in certain situations in team fights, makes you a less appealing target in general. But I would agree, this is not the best game for it that we've seen. But it just goes to show, I think every game of Centaur we've cast this tournament, the player has got Blade Mail. So maybe it's just that.
Ala, ¿cuántos stacks? Es demasiados stacks.
And you just do grab this first, and then you have the two build paths with either being a mega tank with auras, or you get the dagger, or both, of course, if you're having a good enough game. And yeah, Gunner is doing all right. This is a very even game for all intents and purposes, especially considering the Dire started with 4 bounty runes.
Oh
They haven't
boy.
really converted that
Gonna
to
run right
more.
into the sentry if it comes to the low ground.
That's very close to being spotted. Quite.
Right on the outskirts.
And Chen is doing
Definitely-
Chen things, pushing this tower, trying to force rotation, but BB team are not overreacting.
I mean, for a Nyx assassin this game, who's your
Está mal, el primer ulti del Nyx Assassin y no se ha aprovechado.
kill, but who can you kill at this stage of the game with a Vendetta +1?
También me gusta Nouns the Late claro, por la Nyx. Es muy bueno contra el Invoker, contra el Kotal, contra el Beastmaster. Es muy buen héroe.
The rest probably a little bit too tanky and too much counterplay.
Yeah.
I guess with Alchemist it's also a little bit down to luck with his Talisman of Evasion. As that gets turned into a Radiance, it gets a bit more reliable. But oh, Gunner is gonna poke Psych up here. Just actually will bait out the Chemical Rage. I don't know if they're gonna use that for anything. Oh, Miro.
Oh, copy is going to be found. Primal split, the Hand of God to keep him a little bit safer. He's going to try to fight this through. The Stampede is going to follow through, though. And now the cover of Fly is there, and they're going to turn everything on the Miero instead.
Buen kill, buen kill, buen kill, buen kill.
You can see Yuma looking for additional kills here. GPK will just casually walk away.
Aún no sé cuál va a ser la casa exacta.
A Maelstrom for Yuma.
Me preocupa bastante el Alchi, gente. Me preocupa demasiado ese Alchi, en serio. Ya debe tener Radiance seguramente. Pero yo que ese Centauro, ya ese tiene Radiance. Yo que ese Centauro sacaría una pipa así de frente. Es BO3, pero es eliminación, Giancarlos. ¿Cómo estás? Buen día. Gracias por tu like, Josué Quintanilla, Brian Benavides, Alejandro Chirinos. Buenos días.
Several heroes to deal with that. Meanwhile, Gunner is going to be ganked by trouble.
No Stampede.
Yeah, Concoction is coming for him as well. This is going to be.
Va a devolver buen daño, ¿ah? Va a devolver muy buen daño, la verdad.
There we go. All right, GPK don't miss twice.
Well, meanwhile, Yuma, he does actually disrupt this ancient stack a bit.
Uy, se le fue por poco.
Not sure how many creeps they ended up stealing.
He's fast.
Yep.
He's got that Vendetta facet.
Go through terrain.
Save.
Just going for the kill.
Oh, faking out twice.
Buena.
Hey, you can get your Monkey King a kill at this stage and maybe the 14-minute wisdom as well. It looks like it'll be a trade though.
Yeah.
They're scanning it out just to double check.
I wonder what the ratio is in the games in this tournament between the 14-minute wisdoms. How many you've taken on your side and how many.
Saludos, Satanita, ¿cómo estás? Gracias por el corazoncito, por la compartida y por el follow.
Teams get their own. And anecdotally, I would say
Cualquiera de los dos, la verdad, y Ronald Zapana. Contar que se lleven el stack y no se los roben.
Yeah. I guess it's just a natural part of the movement out on the map with your first aggressive moves that you're likely to play around the other side, but it's kind of interesting to see that that's.
Pero creo que van a jugar Chen Auras. No van a jugar el Love con Auras, van a jugar Chen Auras.
Especially the first two for many months now.
Yep.
So it is interesting to see kind of a late development to this during TI. As Blink getting pretty close for Gunner.
Saludos mi Quaker, ¿cómo estás, Brian Daviram? Oh, de los años, ex colaborador. Sí me acuerdo de ti, de los primeros. Rafael Jiménez, gracias por el like.
They are Beastmaster believers.
True that. One of the teams that play it the most, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it's been a pretty strong hero. I feel like it must have a good win rate at this tournament. As you can see, Nightfall with the Radiance, and going to be going for the Manta. Into eventually. So not opting for a Blink, it seems, at least not yet. Do you think that's something that's going to be for the Beastmaster? Looks like that will be, actually.
A la mierda, ya tiene la Gamis el Beastmaster. Saludos, Alexis Renzo.
I think getting Dagger on both heroes actually makes a ton of sense this game.
Puta, hiciste lo mejor posible, Valdera. Porque es una huevada, pues. Es mejor evitar peleas tontas cuando se ponen en un plan random, ¿entiendes?
It'll happen from time to time. Of course, you're forcing so many sentries to be built. That's what you tell your team in the pubs as Nick's assassin.
This is a second death in 16 minutes.
No, he's doing fine.
Roshan para Bedboom.
And I think this facet that they take these days, where you can walk through terrain for the first 10 or so seconds, has been enormous.
Lo va a mechar, lo va a mechar.
Not only that, but because it gives you flat move speed, right? It just sets your move speed to haste. Nyx can choose not to buy boots, which is what's happening here, right?
Yeah.
So Lelis is going 2 nulls into straight Dagon.
Looks like Nouns want to try to contest. It's going to balance strike onto the Beastmaster, the Impale.
Buena pelea, muy buena pelea. Es buena pelea para Nouns.
Newly minted BKB. Nightfall does get off the concoction though, as Lelis should be able to finish this himself just with a casual right click from the Vendetta. Nice job from
Y
Alex.
es Roshan para Nons.
Roche take, it looked like, from beyond Burger King.
Yeah, and they're gonna steal it too.
Puta, el patita que mandó ayer una culebra, donde primero Roshan era para Bedroom, debe estar así. ¿Para quién es este mapa, tío? Puta, a mí me gusta más el draft de Nons. Yo le he ido a Nons. La picante también es la de los 15 kills, ¿no? Ahora, si hablamos de tiempos, usualmente acaban menos de 39 minutos, 40. Entonces, como son dos equipos buenos, hubiera sido mejor apuesta meterle más 34. Y ganador. Hubiera sido bonito. ¿Qué hace el Resexor con Cetro? Te tanquea más, porque cada vez que le meten puñetes como que te curas un porcentaje de vida. El Rexar es muy fuerte con Cetro. Saludos, Alexis.
The thing is, if you look at BB teams, the way this team approaches fights, you're saying it's aggressive.
Bueno, lo va a jugar el off con auras. No va a ser el Kotol, típico Kotol que sacaba auras, no. Va a ser el off. Eso es bueno.
They're making it difficult to find skirmishes on your terms. You're always paranoid about an invisible Nyx. There's always Monkey King that can be sitting in the trees.
Estaba pagando por 3. No, yo le chapé en 2.5 al comienzo nomás. O sea, si tú le metías al Nons al comienzo, te paga 2.5. El por 3 fue cuando los primeros kills le salió mal.
I think that doesn't really fit the bill for what this lineup was hoping to do at this point. I think if I'm Nouns, I'm pretty satisfied with still having 2 tier 1s up at this point, and if they can keep defending them a little bit longer, they're starting to approach some really nice timings. Now Yuma's going to get his shard plus Gleipnir completed on the Monkey King. Centaur is halfway to the pipe. And
remember, Spike Carapace can always stun Nightfall because of the Radiance.
Yeah.
Did not opt to use it there. Would have been a tough kill either way. As we're going to see the Tornado.
Nice damage onto Copy.
Into the Chaos Meteor. Not enough for a kill as Lelis.
Want to dive though. They see Lelis.
He is spotted. That's a very tanky Invoker right now. And Lelis slowed to a crawl thanks to the Solar Binds. Yuma's coming
¡Hala, qué bonito, qué bonito! Buen ulti del mono. Buen ulti del mono, weón. No, el mono. Tiene el Roshan, pero igual.
Go to the end of the Boundless Strike to disengage completely. So in the end, it's an Aegis for 2 supports.
Oh, is it over though? Lelis is scouting.
Esa pipa se necesita urgente.
I guess they don't really have anyone who can smoke up and connect on this, but Lelis still hounding him. Seems like he has some sort of plan, but that kill isn't really possible. All right, he's literally just scouting. Nobody cares.
He has a Dagon, but yeah, these 2 targets are without a +1. It's not happening.
So Lelis with a very interesting inventory right now. 2
on a sentry. Tornadoed up, and they dust just for good measure. Lelis heals up a bit with the Dagon, but it's.
Eso es lo malo también. Que van a estar regalando kills un poco así. Porque la Nyx debe dar visión y debe informar. O sea, va a estar sacrificándose a cada rato. Para poder darle un poco de lectura de mapa al equipo de Nouns. Es su chamba, ¿no? Runa de experiencia, farm top, termina BKB y van a empezar las cosas serias.
Ultra late, this hero has become better for sure. It used to be very polarizing. It's like either you win by minute 40 or you lose most of the time. Now that Alk scales better, I still think his core matches in this game are really rough. Razor is tough. Monkey King is a very rough one later on. And
ese shard, ojalá le caiga
it's actually a really big problem.
A la Nyx o al Razor, sería muy bueno. No, huevón, le cayó el peor. ¡Ah, la fuck! Muy buena jugada, huevón. Puta madre, muy buena jugada de Kotol. El Alche tiene daga para jugar agresivo.
10 seconds earlier, but still, I think they're very happy with this. They're going to convert into tier 2, and this is what I was looking for from their
Che
team.
Red Bull se va con
I
todo.
was saying 3 minutes ago that they'd only taken 1 tower. Well, guess what? If you take a tower per minute now, you'll catch up pretty quickly.
Yep.
They've got 4 down now.
Yep.
¿Tú estás con delay? No. ¿Cómo voy a estar con delay si el torneo es en directo?
Who knows what that means these
No
days.
existe el delay para nadie.
True.
Nouns definitely still in the game. And yeah, back to that Nyx conversation. I mean, back in the day, Cinderella, Nyx was basically picked as a counter to Radiance heroes to force them to buy something else or Batrider. That was like his identity. That's it.
And Ember.
Yeah, true. Ember was also a good one. So with the Flame Guard
And Puck. And Storm.
several heroes, quite good. Fly remembers this time.
He was
He'll
actually
have
good
to
against
ponder.
Fuentes Fly, yeah.
well, and sometimes you picked it against Lina too.
Okay, keep going. Don't stop now.
But yeah,
Okay, gets the tornado
only
up on the
Radiant.
copy. Cold snap into the ice wall. Man, he just cannot go.
Au.
all right. The pace is really picking up now.
Cuenta agresividad, huevón.
Nouns need to keep their calm and find some sort of move as a team. Otherwise,
Puta gente, ¿sabes qué falta? Mira, saquen sus 5 luquitas y esperen cuando comiencen a matar un par de veces más.
I think Nouns did a really good job delaying until this point, but now it's coming for them. So what are you going to do? Are you going to take the fight head on? Are you going to try to find
¿Bibitín? ¿Pero quién le dice Bibitín? Nunca escuchó que le digan Bibitín, he escuchado Bad Boom Team, pero Bibitín jamás. Tú eres la primera persona que le escucho que le llama así.
I think those are the 2 basic options, is doing a little ganking squad with the 2 of them, or looking for a full-on team fight. And it looks like team fight is the name of the game here. At least they're going to smoke up 4 of them, and Razor's about to spawn.
Well, BB team will be getting a shard to their name. It'll be saved.
Ah, te refieres a los gringos.
The Solar Bind.
Ah, porque obviamente, pues es una vibración. Yo pensé que acá había escuchado un caso en español.
Specifically with Storm.
Yeah, Storm Spirit specialty.
With Storm.
A ver, ¿cuánto está pagando?
I don't think you will do it under any other circumstances, actually. I think it's specifically only with that hero that Save will choose that facet. So, and Solar Bind is a really good ability. The magic resistance reduction has nice.
Mira, Bedroom Mapa 1 te está pagando 3.5. Hay que esperar un poco más, que creo que puede caer puede aumentar un poquito más la cuota. Igual, ojo, recuerden que los BKBs puede ser el cambio de la partida, así que
I don't think I've seen it. So this item has really fallen out of favor. You go back a year, we had like 10
They
different
spot
heroes.
Lelis again.
Yeah.
He gets off the spike carapace, but it's only a matter of time before he's brought down.
la fuck, bro. A la verga.
A dead centaur.
Oh yeah, we've had Brewmaster by Radiance.
Wow.
Ah, los casters peruanos son.
Well, basketball team is going to try to go high ground now. They have 2 kills to their name. It's a 3v5. Can Nouns defend? They're going to
Puta, mis 5 luquitas, huevón.
as Psycha, Mr. Nightfall with the alacrity is something to fear.
This is just a lane. This lineup
I think so.
Es que ese es el poder de Alche, pues. Alche en el early, si lo dejas muy free, olvídate.
Couldn't have done it any better. There's so little margin for error when you play against Alchemist Beastmaster. In these mid-game situations, either you win the team.
Van a esperar Roshan y luego cuando Roshan le acaban la partida.
And now BB team can take a little bit of a chill. They can prepare for the next Roche if they want to. The early respawn is actually that's the guaranteed respawn in 2 seconds. So if they were to scout the top half right now, they are in a very dominant position to just get this Roche completely uncontested.
Pero esa Nyx bajito, nomás diré. Sí, ¿no?
Fly's doing his best to get some sort of control up here, but definitely not looking too great. It's together with Yuma. If Yuma gets caught here, they lose Roche. Alright, they'll both TP out, so they're just conceding the area, which is effectively just giving BB a straight line to Roshan now.
Yeah, well, Yuma finally gets his BKB, so the position 1 and 2 for Nouns now have it. We'll see how much difference that's going to make at this stage, considering they've already lost barracks at the 26-minute mark. Usually does not go well for a team that is occurring to, believe it or not, Cinderin.
I believe it. Oh, this could be big though.
Centaur going for an Aghanim Scepter. We'll have to talk about that in a moment.
Amplify damage rune for Yuma.
They need it.
They actually need this, I think. So
They're making their way over to the north side.
one of these
Roach
trees is
is
not
up.
like the other.
Well, he's not a tree, so
Not anymore. He was a moment ago.
well,
You need to pay attention when I'm saying
Oh,
things.
concoction, Nightfall.
Like
He's going to try to run it into the smoke. Might be stunning himself. Mantas it off, actually. Good timing. GPK stuck on a high ground. He's going to get Gleipnired. There's the Wukong's command, but he gets force-staffed out of it.
On the commandants instantly.
And the Wukong's, yeah, he didn't take the other facets, so it's done.
Oh,
And
boy.
so is Fly.
Ya es GG ya.
Just like that, it's a 5
Ya ganó Bedbun ya.
Force this fight in the pit. A double impale into the double hoof stop with Lelis doing a ton of damage as well. Miero getting really
¡Au, mierda!
strike into a double kill. BB team, they're going to use a buyback onto Mr. Nightfall.
Es que este Roshan es importante.
He's put inside the pit, and it looks like this will be the death of him. So BB team having to expend
¿Cómo estás, Gabriel José? Lucy, ¿cómo estás a los años?
end up winning the fight in a way, and they'll secure
Buyback del Alchi, ¿ah? Ojo con eso.
Buyback team.
That's right.
They will get this Aegis onto Psychic. That was, honestly, that was a really good outcome for Nouns with how that started. I thought they were just going to get wiped. They threw Wukong's command out for nothing. Chen died first. So they're
Puta,
missing
cuota
somebody
por
on the
10
side.
para
They
Nouns.
still managed to get a really
Cuota
nice-
por 10 para Nouns.
Gunnar, don't die. We need to see the workhorse before the game is over. I beg of you.
He
Gonna
is
pop the pipe,
not
low
looking
to
too
a
hot,
crawl. He's dead. What's that?
Shan. He's not looking too hot.
Yeah, it's
Alfredo Piña, ¿cómo estás? Saluditos.
Maybe he is looking too
oh boy. Beach Boys team is
Un
really
Xbet es
on
buena
roll
casa de
in this
apuestas
game
también.
number one, but hey,
No es mala.
about this early game, Cinderin, if there's any team that will throw away a gigantic
Yo le
lead,
puse pequeñito a que ganaba Nouns, le puse 5 lucas y los kills, ¿no?
I need to see this one before I believe it.
okay.
Esas fueron mis apuestas, digamos, mis blindadas.
High ground,
Por si me fallaba la de Bedbun.
number 2. This is the breaking barracks team now. They're going to put down the Roche banner and apply a lot of pressure here. Remember, Centaur still dead for
Me hubiera
50
gustado
seconds.
unos
Don't
15
have
kills
buyback.
primero para
I think
Nouns.
you just give this up surely. Although they will use Fort on this, but they will still give it up, it seems.
Yeah, BB team have just really. It's been really impressive to watch in this game how.
La fa, cuota por 10,
that part
huevón.
of the game that I think both the panel as well as us
Demasiado.
thought to be the hardest one. Nouns did a relatively good job at handling, and then BB team just really kicked it up a notch completely. These last 10 minutes, they have just run the whole show. So the timing maybe came 4 or 5 minutes later than expected, but the ultimate result, unless Nouns can somehow pull a heroic comeback here.
Sí,
is
creo,
going to be the same.
lo que pasa es que
One more lane to go.
la Enchantress es cierto, hace mucho más daño que el Chen. El Chen es un poco más defensivo.
Almost completed.
La Enchantress es más lo opuesto. Pero acá el problema fue no meterle mucha presión al Alch. Sí, ya le metí ya esa cuota por 10, ya tú estás huevón. Siempre le meto cuando hay cuotas así 2 luquitas, 5 lucas. Por si sale, ¿no? Una blindada total.
Many consider to be the best hero in Dota, at least historically, when BKBs run out. Like just the amount of control you have, you can completely dictate the fight with your arsenal of
Pero ese
spells.
draft de Bedbun para early,
Like this,
muy roto.
Max Wex for your Deafening Blast is
Ellos saben que tienen que acabar el Dota ahorita.
Right-click cores,
Lane no tienen juego.
Ice Wall, of course, against chasing heroes, you name it. You know, they have the whole package. So Nouns, last ditch effort coming up.
Yeah.
Looking for
This
a flank.
is into an Aegis, mind you. They're heading towards the south, trying to backstab. Safe would be a pretty decent pickoff. They're going to run into Toronto Tokyo instead, and he's pretty damn hard to kill, not going to lie. Spike Carrier has already used. There's a Wukong's command. Nightfall just casually walks
Ya
out.
es Fuentes, ya.
And Gunnar, super
¿Cómo,
low,
cómo
super
jode el
low.
Enchantress, weón? Ya fue, jeje.
And this is just getting out of control in favor of BB Team Yuma. The BKB TP will be successful, but
Ya es jeje ya, gente.
dropping like flies.
No puede ganar esto Bedbun.
So we'll fly.
No pun intended on that one for once.
And speaking of bugs, let's kill the last one. Oh, I guess flies. You know.
Yeah, Lelis is dead to the hands of the Bumblebee team, and another buyback comes out, this time from Lelis, but I think the game just ends here, surely. For those mega creeps at the very least.
No, para mí, el Chen, pésimo pico ahorita. Sí, yo tampoco. El Chen no le vi ni mierda de impacto.
Scepter, Cinderin. We
Yeah.
need to see the workhorse.
We really don't.
The cart would change everything. They get the range racks. There's the initiation from Gunnar into the Gleipnir, but now Gunnar, it's just, he just melts, man. He just absolutely melts. Already with the beefy Centaur dead, this will be mega creeps for BBT.
Ya es
They can just cast
Fuente, huevón.
whatever they want now. And, oh, they actually, I think they broke the tree there, so Yuma stunned for an eternity as GG's called. BB
Pobrecito,
all
huevón.
this game number 1.
Yeah, they continue their streak against Nouns. As was talked about on the panel, these teams did meet in the first group stage, which was honestly the most one-sided game of the entire tournament.
La mierda, huevón. Todos felices se van, ¿no?
BB team beat them 24-1. Seems like they kind of just have their number a little bit. Now
¿Qué tal mi mono?
even though they've leveled up throughout this tournament, this matchup does not seem good for them.
No, it does not. Sheever, what do you think of this game number 1?
Está madre, quería esos 15 kills, huevón. Quería esos putos 15 kills, mano.